Hi. So he actually took all the initial words that I wanted to say, so I'll just take you immediately through the presentation. We're a technical team, so presentations aren't our strong suit. So what I wanted to show you is a live demo.
MDC had been in place at Frankfurt Junction on May 12, 2015. We would not be here today.
Okay, so what we're seeing now, there's a short delay here, but we're seeing actually a live transcription of a radio station called Bloomberg Radio. And what you see in the white section here is a segmentation according to sound cues, according to an NLP system that we have, that we've actually understood that there is a subject that has been changed. And to show you what's happening with the content that was just announced on the radio, I'll just take that, a short sentence out of it, take it to a search engine, which is our behind-the-scenes search engine. And what we see is that was aired 5 seconds ago, and already we have a burst with the keywords being extracted out of it. And it's an audio experience.
The Amtrak engine you're told
And the next step of it is how do we take it to the end consumer and how he sees it. So I'll take you to a website that doesn't belong to us called Google. And Queen Latifah, I'll do her success story. I'll just do a general search. And you'll notice that we're popping up on the first pages of Google. So is the case with Baidu, Yahoo, and Bing, and so on. And the reason why these search engines love us so much is because we just bring unique content, which is premium content. After all, radio content is somebody that's sat in a studio. He's not explaining what he ate for lunch or what flight he's late to. And if you notice, the items now have become a web asset into the world of the content itself. And now we could start building out different applications.
What do you attribute for your longevity?
That the web
and more importantly, what's up
monetization
with new music?
mechanism
We're
can
going to
start
get
working
anything
on.
anytime soon?
So this is a web page that is created automatically through from the radio. The images are brought from an image bank. So we just bring in, according to the keywords, we bring the images. Just like you see on YouTube, the content, so you have the keywords which are extracted automatically and the title which is extracted automatically. And the reason why the search engines find it is because of the text that is attached here. If you try to read the text, you'll notice that it's not very readable. So it's not a reading experience, but rather an audio experience altogether. And now that you have a repository of all this content, now you could start playing around with it. So 5, 10 years from now, there's not going to be a word on radio or on any podcast that is not being created on the web, and it would not be findable, and so on. You also notice that we built in a mechanism of recommendation of other content which would be related to the experience of the user or of the content itself. And that means that now the people that are mentioned, or brands that are mentioned, or any other books that are mentioned, items that are mentioned on radio, now their owners are actually understand or get alerts for the fact that they're being mentioned. Which brings me to the business model of how do you build a business out of it. And the business is promoted through this following. If you notice, once the item that is being mentioned on radio, they could boost it, they could share it on Facebook or on Google or on Twitter or whatever. But they could also promote it or boost it, as we call it, on Facebook, and then you just go through a process of defining what type of audience you want, get in the package. It's an automatic self-service. Put in, I'm just a member of our service, so I don't need to put on my credit card information, and that's it. And you're up and going with a campaign of AdWords and so on. So that's our business model. A little bit about statistics of how we appeared. So we have a conversion rate of about 3 to 4%, which is about industry standard. Our bounce rate is very low in comparison, about 35%. That means 65% of our audience listen to the end of the burst. In general, there are about 2.2 bursts being listened by our audience for every session that they come into their destination site. And that's about 3.5 minutes. There are about 400 publishers that take our content and continue on posting it. Some of them are Items like National Geographic have been using content from our site, HistoryNet, and so on. About 20 million impressions that we've seen. These are statistics we've launched in October of 2015, so we've seen a exponential growth on the usage. Interesting enough is the website returning users, which are the red, blue, and the right side corner. And we finalized last year with revenues of $2.1 million. This year we're planning on getting about $3.7 million. Numbers that look a little more positive at this point of the year, and we're trying to hit about $500 million during 2021, 2020, around that sort. As I said, our background is mainly technical or product oriented. We've been together as a founding team for the last 12 years. We've had a few exits behind us, so we've sold companies for about $300 million in our background, and that's about it. Thank you very much.